Okay, Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to the elect, teaching all over the four corners of the earth. Okay, this is another quick lesson coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Okay, it's an article titled "Mississippi Farmers Suffering After Widespread Flooding Prevents Crops from Being Planted." Okay, and I'm gonna read a little bit of the article and hit a couple of scriptures and pray that Yahweh Shema Shah that you be edified. Okay, so it's like I said, it was an article posted a day ago from Fox News. Title reads, Mississippi farmers suffering after widespread flooding prevents crops from being planted. It says Mississippi farmers suffering after widespread farmers ruins planting season. It says after more than a quarter million acres, which is a lot of acreage, okay, a lot of acres of farmland sits under slow receding floodwater. Farmers in the Mississippi Delta are stretching resources to survive after barely getting any crops planted this year. Okay, because why? Because of the flooding that Yahweh Shema Shah sent this year. Okay, within the United States, and right now we're focusing on the Mississippi area. Okay, it says Rolling Fort, Mississippi. The time to get crops like soybeans, cotton, and corn in the ground have come and gone for many farmers in the Mississippi Delta. Months of flooding from record rainfall and backup waterways, which are shut off from draining into the Mississippi River, has flooded more than a million acres of land and Sequainert away, if I pronounced that right, the growing season. Okay, meaning what? That growing season is no longer uh, it can't produce. The growing season of this year is not is done away with. Why? Because of the flooding that's going on. It says a million acres of land that's been flooded. Well, that million acre of land that's been flooded is going to do what? It's going to cause a lot of people to experience the famine of food. Okay, it's a lot of people that's gonna suffer behind this famine that's going to happen from this flood that came along in Mississippi. Okay, it says the thought of starting over has crossed the mind of former Parker Aycock, 25, consistently, meaning this farmer Parker Aycock, which is 25-year old, has thought about starting over. It says he started and exhaled slowly as he looked around his home that his pregnant wife and their young daughter were dis, displaced after 10 inches of flood water moved in this spring. The water is out of the home. However, it now sits infested with mold and insects of all sorts. Insects of all sorts. Okay, so this farmer right here, okay, which his name is Parker Aycock, 25-year-old farmer, and it has his family. Their home, which we see ballistic, which is behind them, was flooded and of 10-inch flood waters and now infested with mold and insects. Okay, and his farmland was flooded. Okay, I think he have about 1,600 acres of flood of farmland. It was flooded, okay, from the floods that went on this year's season, okay. And the point of it is that this is going to affect a lot of people, okay. Yahweh Shema Shai is in total control, and this is going to affect a lot of people, okay. You know, along with the other floodings that happen throughout the United States, that mid plain area, that mid western plain land, okay. Yahweh Shema Shai is going to make his presence felt, you know, and these people are feeling it. When you people here that shop at your local grocery stores, you're going to feel it also, okay? But you don't pay attention to these things. That's why Yahweh Shema Shai set up the men of the Lord to bring out these things, okay? In Amos, what he said, I show my secrets to the prophets, you know, and we out prophesying and letting you know what's going to happen. For the first time, we came back and saw this, and I was in tears looking at all of this. He said, uh, "If if you're not tired of the land, you're getting out." It says leaving isn't an option for the young farmer. So he basically saying, you know what, leaving is not an option. He committed to 4,000 acres of farmland, about 6 square miles. Most of it is left useless this year as it is sit in a low receding flood water. He began he being able to plant some of the corn crops on about 175 acres, about 4% of his land. So he's able to only plant about 4% of the farmland that he owned. Only 4%. But it wouldn't yield him nearly enough to get him through the year, right? The 25-year estimate the damages. So it says the damages would total somewhere in the seven figures range after his property damage is assessed. And even though his financial means have vanished for the years, his optional costs have not. His operational costs have not. Meaning he have enough money to put forth to operate the cost to farm his land, okay, to make his family money, but his profits he has vanished for the year. Okay, it says landowners still want their rent money, okay, meaning the bill collectors. It said landowners still want their rent money regardless of whether I made a crop or not. John Deere, which is the tractor, the equipment, still wants to get paid for the tractor sitting in the shed that I never got to pull out for the year, he said. I have to figure out a way to come up with all that and still be able to farm again next year. You see? So the bill collectors still have their hand out. Then you still got to be able to farm the next year in order to make a profit, okay? And if the farmers don't be able to make a profit and to farm the land, then guess what? You people that shop at the local Publix and Kroger's and Food Depots or whatever supermarket it is you shop at, you're gonna be cut short, okay? Then guess what? Prices gonna rise, you know. So that's where the prophecy of the famine comes into play. If you don't do things according to Yahweh Shema Shai, then he'll make it see that, you know what, they ain't doing it the way that I said do it. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna flood the land so that they have to take a day off, which goes back to the land Sabbath. Okay, so we have to do things according to Yahweh Shema Shai's will. If not, then you're gonna be cut short. I'm gonna go down and read a little bit more. Let's see. Uh, okay, right here it says rain and flooding have been a struggle for farmers across the country this year. From March 2018 to April 2019, an average of 36.20 inches of rain fell across the lower 48 states, the nation's wettest 12 months periods recorded according to the USDA. So this is the first time this happened in history, recorded, okay, in history, that this much acreage of land have been flooded in 1 year, you know. So guess what? That you're gonna see the repercussion behind this. Okay, it says corn and soybean crops have taken a hit as a result in the record precipitation. U.S. corn planting failed to reach the halfway mark by mid-May this year. They ain't even reached the halfway point. It says for the first time on record, less than 50% of intended corn crops have been planted. Comparable, the USDA reported 9% of U.S. crops had been planted during the same time period, the lowest amount of soybeans since 1996. So since 1996, this has been the lowest. Okay, you know. So I'm not gonna read, anymore, but you can feel you can see the point. Okay, is that what Yahweh Shai is moving. He's working. Okay, and through these crops and through these this famine, that is the flooding which is creating the famine. You can see that Yahweh Shai is speaking. Okay, if you're paying attention to it. Now let me read. This is Leviticus 25 and verse 1. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, who to the children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Latino, Native American, and say unto them, when ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord. So the land, there's a such there has to be a sand Sabbath. Salaki, a land Sabbath. Okay, it says 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune the vineyards, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard. See? So we have to keep that according to Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? We don't own the land now because we in captivity. The Edomites are owning it. So guess what? Because the Edomites are owning this land, guess what? We're going to suffer these things because they don't have righteousness. They're not going to pursue the righteousness of Yahweh Shema Shai. They're not going to do the land Sabbath. Now, when we come into rulership, which is in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna keep the land Sabbath. Okay. The point of it is that when you don't do according to Yahweh Shema Shai, which we know the Edomites are not going to do, there's consequences for this. Yahweh Shema Shai is going to make His presence known. Okay. This is Jeremiah 52. Jeremiah 52 and 6. It says, and in the 4th month, in the 9th day of the month, the famine was sore in the city, so that there was no bread for the people of the land. Then the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled and went out of the city by night by the way of the gate between the two walls, which was by the king's garden. Okay, now the Chaldeans were by the city round about, and they went by the way of the plains. Right. So the point of it is that there was a famine that taken place. Okay, and it caused the people to be divided. Now, when the famine hit here, it's going to cause the people to be divided. The same thing's going to happen. Okay, you know, you can't get around Yahweh Shemal Shai unless you without suffering the things that Yahweh Shemal Shai told us to do, without suffering the benefits of doing wickedness. And if you don't keep the righteousness of Yahweh Shemal Shai, then you're gonna have to bear the wickedness. You're gonna have to bear the just rule of Yahweh Shemal Shai, shall I say? You're gonna have to bear the just rule of Yahweh Shemal Shai because you didn't want to keep the righteousness of Yahweh Shemal Shai. Okay, this is Job 5, Job 5 and 19. It says, "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles." Okay, talking about ye. "In 7 shall ye shall know." Salaki, let me start that over. "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no trouble touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from the death, and in war from the power of thy sword." So Yahweh Shema Shah said he gonna redeem us in in 7 troubles. In 7 troubles shall no evils touch you. Meaning what? When Jacob's trouble happened, okay, there's gonna be a particular people that's going to be delivered from that Jacob's trouble. That evil will not touch them. That the famine will not touch them, because the scriptures say what? My servants shall eat, they shall drink. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. So we don't have to worry about these things as long as you're teaching and pushing Yahweh Shema Shai, giving him all glory and honor. Okay, it says, "He shall deliver thee in 6 trouble, yea, in 7 shall no evil touch thee." Right? In famine he shall redeem thee from death. So there's gonna be a famine, because the Lord saying famine, he gonna redeem us from death. And in war there shall no evil touch thee. See? In famine ye shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. So the Lord gonna redeem us from the famine, and he's gonna redeem us from the war. He's gonna redeem us from the swords that's coming. Okay? So we have nothing to worry about. There will be a famine that the people are going to suffer. Isaiah 65 and 13. Okay? Isaiah 65 and verse 13. It says, "Therefore thus said the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat," which I quoted earlier, "but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed." You see? So as long as you handling Yahweh Shema Shah's business, you are considered a servant. You out teaching the word. So if you've been a servant, you're not going to have to worry about the famine that's coming. But the prophet's job is to let the people know that there is a famine coming. Okay? That these things are of the scriptures. Okay? You know? So with that, continue to push, continue to pray, fast, and call on Yahweh by Shema Shai, you so-called blacks, Latino, Native Americans. And with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to Apostle and Elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety.